You entertained your friend and took the moral high ground in the process in a highly judgmental fashion. Okay, we were talking about children. We're not talking about white women's feelings here. The beauty industry is not made with, it's not built on billions of dollars because men are going out spending lots of money on hair care products. Okay, don't don't pour ketchup on me and tell me, oh, it's raining. I'll share parts of my routine, but I often go a step further to invite them to meet up so we can actually do their children's hair together. Thank you so much. Repeat, shall we? And see what has everybody in a complete tailspin.
Have black children and don't comb their children's hair. And you see it most of the time when the mother is the white one, and you see the children running around looking like their child's hair has never been combed. Like, how can you have a child and not pick up a book or go to YouTube University?
Okay, so here are some of the comments from the comment section from the Instagram reel that was recorded. We have here a whopping 3,000 likes. So I sat down with the mother and gently entered into a conversation where she talked about how she was struggling because she doesn't want her daughter to go near any chemical straightening processes, which I thought was obviously honorable, but that she really struggles with detangling process. I gave her some advice and tips, which she was super grateful for, and we kept on moving instead. You entertained your friend and took the moral high ground in the process in a highly judgmental fashion because, of course, she was actually there when the whole thing went down, right? And that is not what happened, ma'am. If you listen to the entire podcast, you would know that she was there and she said to me, to my face, that she is very much self aware to know that this is something that she is not good at. And she's grateful that her partner had the interest and the initiative to step into a space that's typically not for men or not really male oriented, to take some initiative and actually do something about his daughter's hair. And that's because he's around. A lot of the comments here take for granted the fact that some of these men are just not around. And that's not a pleasant thing to say because women really feel in general, regardless of what race, creed, or religion we come from, a lot of the times in this modern society, that they feel like they can do everything and anything and don't care about the black parents' feelings or the white parents' feelings. I care about the children. And I think that is highly judgmental and misrepresentative of the entire podcast by singling out a reel, having not listened to the entire context of that particular story, and saying that I was being judgmental. You weren't even there. So, anyways, I think that this is very reminiscent of how a lot of people felt by me pointing this out, because God forbid that anybody come out and say anything against how other people do things that harm innocent children. Okay, we were talking about children. We're not talking about white women's feelings here. Get offended if you want to. I really don't care. But in any case, I mean, you're better at this. Obviously, was the point of this comment, I presume, right? Is to make me know and the rest of us know on Instagram that you're better at doing this than I am. So more power to you. If you like it, I love it for you. Let's move on to somebody else. I'm actually just picking these at random now. Is the father, if the father's black and the mother is white, why can't the father should who should know the culture do the children's hair? Why shame the mother but father outsourcing it is okay? I don't really feel like I just want to see who this person is, because a lot of the times the person who is making these comments is very telling about what they themselves know about culture. This one got 1,000 likes. It's to show you how many people don't know about how cultures operate in the context of gender roles. And I know a lot of people don't want to discuss gender roles. We want to be gender fluid and we want to be equal. But let's face it, the beauty industry is not made with, it's not built on billions of dollars because men are going out spending lots of money on hair care products. Okay? Don't Don't pour ketchup on me and tell me, oh, it's raining, because that is not the reality, okay? If the man is there, and I hope that men are raising their kids, but if the man is there, he's not usually astute, nor is he even in tuned to beauty products and cosmetics the way women are. And as a woman who is astute to this thing, to these things, you might have picked up a shampoo bottle or a bottle of mousse, hairspray, whatever, and have seen products that are specifically for curly hair and other products that are not. So let's not, this, you know what this is, guys? Comment down below. This feels like gaslighting, where we will do everything and do all kinds of somersaults to deny that this is an issue. And I'm not the one. I really am not the one who's going to stand by and let people talk to me any old kind of way about something that they know is a reality and a fact that this is definitely an issue. However, let's go with it and say, okay, why is the father not more involved in this? Because it's his culture. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say, okay, I agree with that. Men need to be more involved in women's issues because, we have daughters, men have mothers. How is it that it could happen that he is not culturally astute to this issue? A lot of the times, if you know anything about cultures other than your own, you know that in other cultures, they have things called braiding circles. Women are the ones that get braids, therefore, they're the ones that wear braids, and therefore, they're the ones who mostly know how to braid. Of course, and there were always exceptions to the rule, but I'm not going to bore you with any anecdotes at this point. I just want to make the point that for the majority of men, they're kind of on them. They don't have any idea how these spaces work, because even if they have a mother, sister, or cousin, they're not attending braiding circles unless they're getting their hair braided. And if that be the case, then they, of course, I would hope, would know to take their daughters with them. Let's move on, because maybe I'm educating people by answering that, but hey, who knows? Imagine if a white mother was talking about black mother like this. You know what? Yeah, I already know. This says everything. And this is part of the other issue that I'm not going to say this person is has fallen victim to, but a lot of the times black men are self-hating and perpetuating that self-hate by looking for people that are going to reinforce that self-hate to them. So they are actually not trying to support their kids' blackness or lack thereof. They're just being culturally ambiguous. And I go back to the point that this is really not about your life. This is about how your child shows up in the world and being able to make sure that they are being representative and showing up as their best selves. I feel like a lot of these comments that go back to the parents, narcissistic gaslighting. People who are self absorbed are very, very, very afraid of their image being distorted and being called out. And their image is so fragile, they would do everything and anything to really focus on them not taking any blame as opposed to accepting that this is a cultural reality that their children have had to endure. Like, come on, like, what are we really talking about here? Um, but yeah, I could imagine if this person read the comment section, they would have read many comments that are from white women towards black mothers saying that, hey, your kids' hair look just as messy too. Doesn't really matter. Which I'm gonna have to go ahead and say I agree. Yeah. It does happen when people grow up outside, and I'm not making it as an excuse. Before y'all come for me in the comment section like the comment section warriors, I will say that there are women, black women, who don't know how to braid. My mom is one of them. My grandmother was one. Why? They grew up in Canada. You didn't see that many people like us who could pass on knowledge, information about techniques and recipes and hair braiding. It just didn't happen. And it happens a lot. And of course, if you are intentional about your child's well being and difference in comparison to the white reality they live in, then you would be more proactive in making sure that this is something that is dealt with. I feel like that was meant to be a rhetorical question, but showed more about people's lack of knowledge in this country than it shows me as someone that's trying to single out white people for whatever reason. It doesn't seem to be very clear at this moment. Maybe it's a thing that people can't speak English very well. I don't know. Child, let the child themselves choose if they want to comb their hair themselves. Parents should only facilitate hairstyling. And again, another person that has no idea or clue how this works. Like, why are these people even here? I don't understand where they are. How did you get involved in this? Like, this is exactly what the beauty industry is built on, trying to self perpetuate that there is nothing wrong and nothing different and nothing inherently obscure about the fact that our hair is not catered to. And then on top of that, to add insult to injury, yeah, let your child do their hair themselves. Do you have any idea how long it takes or can take to do your hair if you don't know what works and what doesn't? Do you have any idea what porosity is? No, because from the looks of this hairstyle, sir, you've only had one. You've only had to do a few things to your hair: cut it and wash it. Many don't. What does this have to do with what I'm talking about? I don't get it. Okay. Um, Stop normalizing globalism. Oh my goodness. Are y'all okay? Are y'all okay? What is this? What are you people talking about? Um, So she preferred coconut oil over a stable family with a father figure. What? Huh? As they would say, I see a lot of defensiveness and fragility in these comment section. Facts. I'm just gonna go ahead and like this comment because she had to say a lot. Um, but the point of being made is actually very specific. She's talking about white mothers of mixed children who don't take the time to learn how to care for their child's hair. If that's not you, then it doesn't apply to you. I'm mixed and I have a white mom who did take the time to learn. We moved around the world growing up, and no matter where I lived, she intentionally sought out people with the knowledge and experience to help learn how to care for our hair properly, not just to have someone else do it, but so we can so we could learn to do it so she could learn to do it herself. Through that, she's built friendships, community, cultural connections everywhere we lived. It became a really beautiful exchange where people shared the knowledge, culture, and care with each other. Now, as an adult, I sometimes have white mothers or mixed kids come up to me asking for hair advice. I'll share parts of my routine, but I often go a step further to invite them to meet up so we can actually do their children's hair together. Thank you so much. Applause. I love this. Applause. I love this. Why? Because it's not just about the technique, it's about the child, how the child sees and feels. When a child sees an older mixed person confidently caring for and loving their hair, the representation matters. But it's equally powerful for them to see their own mom taking the time to learn. Kids should never feel like their hair is a burden, something their parents couldn't be bothered to understand. Taking the time to learn rather than only to drop off the child to have their hair done sends a very different message. Your hair is beautiful and you're worth the effort. Wow. I just this comment really is everything. I'll leave a link to this Instagram comment if you guys want to get in and weigh in on these comment sections. I do encourage healthy debate. Even if you might agree or disagree with anything I have to say, please be respectful to the platform and to each other as we are moving forward in a conversation that is extremely political and extremely charged. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, and I'll see y'all in the next one.